Another one I have is be the one to reach out first. I know.
I'm
Bad at that.
I'm not the best at that, but I do try sometimes. Yeah.
I know people always seem to be they're like, oh, well, that person hasn't reached out to me in a while, so I'm not going to reach out to them.
Ooh, I'm guilty of that. Sorry.
Passive aggressive over here.
At least I'm admitting it.
That's
I
true.
try to be better.
At least you're self-aware.
We love self-awareness.
Yeah. That's a start.
But I mean, it's true. It's like, I know it could be like, I know it takes more energy to be the first person to reach out, and it can be like a little daunting because you haven't seen them in a while. But, sometimes people just get so busy that they don't realize like how much time has gone by.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen, like I was hanging out with my friend like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I haven't seen you since March. And like, I didn't even feel like 3 months have passed, like 3-4 months have passed, and just reaching out and just saying like a simple, hey, like, how are you? Like, it's been a while. Like, do you want to go grab dinner or something? Was like enough to kind of like spark that friendship again. And we weren't necessarily like in a bad spot, but just like not seeing each other for a while. Like, it's just so easy to let that go by, especially as like adults with things outside of work and like family. It's really hard to kind of balance everything. Yeah. So it's nice when somebody can kind of like anchor you back in to like friendship and like, oh yeah, you know what? I do have a life outside of like my work and all these other things. So it's nice that somebody's thinking about me and reaching out first.
Yeah. Like I am the type of friend though, is like if I text you and you don't respond, I don't necessarily like take offense to that, but then I'm just like not gonna keep trying. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, if there's a bubble of like me and repeat, then we have a problem. So like if you don't respond the first time, I'm just like, maybe they're busy. Like I don't, maybe I'll try some other time.
I am such a serial like.
Felicia is pretty bad at replying.
Like, but I'm like one of those. You text me, and then 2 months later, I'm like picking up the conversation, like, oh hey, blah, blah, blah. Like it was yesterday. That's so bad. I apologize.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I know you texted me 3 months ago, but just getting around to it.
Yeah.
Not good.
But yeah, I do try sometimes. Yeah, because like, I don't know, like some people don't necessarily respond right away. And it usually takes time. I don't know.
I feel like the times that people have done that to me, because I really don't do that. I overanalyze, and then I get anxious, and then I get into my head, and then it just becomes like me thinking about all
what
these
if
things.
they don't respond?
Well, not even that, but just like reaching out. I'm like, oh, I don't want to bother them. Blah blah. Well, that's the point of having friends.
Exactly.
But when people do it to me, I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, yeah, and it kind of.
And you should. I feel like you should look at it that way, right? Like, oh, you think that you're bothering them for texting,
like,
but then if you get a text, like, does that bother you that you get a text?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, like
the worst case scenario is like, hey,
I just
can't
don't reply.
Do it. Yeah. Or they can't do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotta stop being in my head. Well, not stop being in it, but being silly.
Well, I think it's like a nice gesture that somebody messaged me first, because it means that they were thinking about me.
Right.
That's
true.
That's kind of how I like to see it. And like we were mentioning, is like you would text them and they wouldn't reply back. But at least you could say that you did your part.
Yeah.
And then like also kind of ties it back to like being a little gracious with them, because maybe they are like Felicia and they take 2 months to reply. Are you gonna hold that against them? Are you gonna be like, well, you didn't reply back to me in 2 months.
Yeah.
So I don't think that we can.
Like there's an expiration date.
Yeah.
You know what I also do is, and I don't know what, it's probably a part of my mental stuff, but I go through these moments where I get like this high, and then I like mass text everybody, like not the same message, but I'm like all of my friends, I'm like, hey, just thinking about you, love you, and then reaching out to like family members, hey, hope you're doing well, love you, and like I do that, right? And everybody's like, oh shit, Felicia's like engaging, and then I drop off like the next day.
The funny thing is, I have done that sometimes too. Like I would just like hit up everybody, right? And then they would respond. So I'm like, I don't have energy to respond to you.
It's like, you're just supposed to
It was
read
like
it.
the energy already vanished. I'm like, I don't want to respond right now.
That's
Like,
where
just
you
wait.
set the expectation, Jug. Be like, don't respond, just read it.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm just reaching out.
Yeah.
Hey, this is tricky.
Yeah. Those are really good tips.